yes, and thank you for having us, and thank you for making it more importantly. It's called Tiptoe. It's 5 episodes. It'll be shooting later in the year for next year. It's a suburban thriller about 2 men living in Manchester, living next door to each other. They should be perfect neighbours. They are the worst combination of people living next door to each other that you can possibly imagine, but in suburbia where everyone has to be polite. And one is Leo, who's a gay man who runs a bar on Canal Street. One is Clive, who's an electrician with a family and 2 sons. And they don't particularly like each other, but they've lived next door to each other for 14 years. But now it's also the story of how mad the world is getting, you know this, but how noisy it's getting, how frustrating it's getting. It's the constant scrolling, the chatter, the misinformation, the noise, even the half-hour news on Radio 2 drives you mad. The constant blather and misinformation and everything, I think, heating up and heating up and heating up. But all in the shape of a thriller between these 2 men. The story is the most important thing. It's between these 2 men and their friends and their lives and their staff and how everything gets more and more heated. It's very funny. The greatest thing we can do with politics these days is our laugh at it because it's our only weapon left. So it's very funny, but it's also tough as hell. It's a very, very, it gets savage in places because equally, I think that's the way the world is heading. And Roy Williams and I would like to thank you for making us your DEI hires. That's very